Alright guys, welcome back to Gunpla News, episode 17 for April 2016. This is the last part, part 5, where we're going to talk about some featured kits. So for this month, I just have 5 featured kits that I want to share with you guys. Good mix of a little something of everything, but 3 HG, 1 MG, and then 1 kind of other. So let's talk about the other one first. It is a SD Kitbash with an HG Sinanju. So this is a custom build by TI0719. Again, for all of these featured kits, if you do want to see more pictures of seeing the pictures up close and more pictures than I'm going to show you here, check in the information section of the video down below. You can see links to their, all of these are from Modelers G this month, so you can see links to their Modelers G photo album page there. This one, really cool. I think really great. I'm not a big fan of metallic kind of kits, metallic painting, this high gloss sort of candy coating. This kind of painting is not really particular for me, but this kit I think looks really good. I think the combination of the SD and HG here is done really well. We've been seeing quite a lot of these recently. I've seen a lot on Twitter and on Modelers G. Is just people are making these days quite a bit, it seems like. And our good friend Gunpla Fixation, Jim, is also working on one as well. So yeah, it's really cool. I really like the battle damaged effect on the head. It looks like he has 2 different heads. He made one normal head and one head that has the damage section where the Sinanju was hit in the face with the rocket. So really cool. I really like that, and just really nice work building that, painting. The photography is really nice too. Here, these photos are really super nice. So really great kit. There's not really a whole lot else, too much more I can say about that. It's just a really beautiful kit. So very well done. I have one of those Sinanju head display, like the bust that has like the stand. You can put an HG Sinanju on top of that. I bought that because I've always had a dream of turning that head into this battle damaged head where the face gets the damage on it. So that is on my to-do list of something that I do want to work on eventually. That's in 1/48 scale, I believe. Those heads are in 1/48 scale. So I really want to do that someday. Anyway, next we have a master grade Zaku Marine Type custom build by Herbert. This one, again, basically I think what he's taken here is a master grade 2.0 Zaku kit and kitbashed it with an old 1/100 scale Marine Zaku Marine Type. Here, just using parts of that and also doing a lot of customizing and all of that, everything else here to make just a really cool Zaku Marine Type. It's just a type of Zaku that we don't see very often, obviously. So back in in the 80s, when they were doing all of these MSV designs in kit forms like this, and the Zaku Flipper and Sako Zaku and all these really cool Zaku variations, it was cool we had those back in the day, but now they're just only available in these really old kits. But one cool thing that you can do is like this, just kit bash it with the newer kit, and it works out really well if you're willing to put in the time and effort to do that. So I think this came out really well. The painting on it is really cool, really nice subtle weathering on there, and overall just really beautiful kit. So definitely make sure you check out those pictures. Look at that more closely if you get a chance, just to see how nicely he melded the newer master grade with the older 80s kit. So really nicely done. Next one is the HG Grimgerde. I think a lot of us would agree, anyone who's built the HG Grimgerde, that it's a terrific kit. If you haven't built it, it's probably fair to say that it's a kit that you would like to build. Everyone loves it. And this is a painted build by Gucci. Interesting name. But yeah, he's just done a really nice job here. Since the kit's released, we've already seen a million custom painted and custom builds of this. It's been very popular. But this one I really like just because of the look of it is really good. I think his use of the decals, using some really huge decals on there in terms of on the side skirt, on the shoulder, and things like that, just look really good with the design work that he's done. The painting is really amazing. I like the different tones of top coat. So all the red is a more glossy. It's either totally gloss or possibly semi-gloss, but it looks glossy on the red parts. all the other parts, the frame and fingers, the darker colored parts, are all in what looks like to be matte or just a flat top coat. So I like that combination. I always like kits that do that, combine the two different types of gloss of top coat like that. I think he's done it really well. Again, the decals look nice, the colors all look really good, and just overall really nicely done HG Grimgerde here. But as I've said before, we've had a lot of custom Grimgerdes come out over the past month or so since the kit's been out. So this is just one very good example. I think I like it quite a bit. The next one here is the HGUC Doven Wolf ZZ version, customized build here by Ice. And this one, at first, when I was just kind of scrolling through the pages there on Modelers G, I saw it and I thought, oh, Doven Wolf. I like the Doven Wolf design. I thought, at first, just looking at the first picture here, it looks like just a nicely painted HGUC Doven Wolf. But then when you look at this picture and you can see the original kit compared with just the modifications that he's done to the design, I think then you go back and look at it again, just the painted one, the finished product. It looks so much better. I think he made a lot of just these really small modifications to the kit, and I think that's one of the things that I wish that I could do, and something I would like to do more in the future. But it's just like when it seems like for me and the majority of people, I guess, in the non-Japanese community, when we are thinking about doing modifications where doing like changing some parts totally, or adding some like Kitbash parts or option parts, or like extending limbs and things like that. But these are just like those kind of modifications that you see a lot more on like really high skill level like Japanese modelers doing, where it's like these really slight modifications to some proportions, just adjusting the angle of some armor like by a tiny bit, or like adjusting the width of something like just a tiny bit. And it's just these sort of things like that. Well, like I said, when you first look at it, you think, oh, okay, that's just the painted kit. And then when you're able to see work in progress photos, you're like, wow, there was a lot more work into it than just painting it. And it came out looking really well compared to the original. So big congrats to this. I think it's a beautiful Doven Wolf there. I would have that kit. I would really like to work on that. Speaking of plans that I have, another plan for another project that I would love to do someday is take the Doven Wolf and the Silver Bullet and do them up in Advanced of Zeta colors. So like the Doven Wolf in like the darker blue otter color scheme, and the Silver Bullet in like a kind of just white hazel kind of color scheme, is something that I've really wanted to do. So that's also on my someday Gunpla project to-do list. Anyway, and then the last one here is a Kitbash, just pretty simple Kitbash here of an HG Man-Gogg customized build here by ZITANIC, or ZITANIC, I don't know however it should be pronounced. ZITANIC, I guess it would be in Japanese sort of, but basically, pretty obviously here, it's just the head and torso and skirt waist section of a Manrodi, and then the arms and legs of a hy-gogg. So this one I found interesting just because I'm also currently working on a hy-gogg. And I also love the Manrodi, actually. The Manrodi is one of my favorite kits from the HG Armblad Reference line so far. Really nice kit. It's obviously unique, and it's not going to be for everyone, because it's basically like a meatball. But I really like the design of the Manrodi quite a bit, so it's cool to see that combined here with another kit that I've just recently fallen in love with, is the hy-gogg. So it's really cool. Interesting color scheme here, just this kind of dark green. It is a little bit bland in my opinion, just because it's just kind of all this dark green, but we do have a couple of little highlighted points there with the orange, and then of course when it's using the missile units, the kind of containers there, those are obviously in the big bright orange. But otherwise, just really nicely done here, kit. And it's just this kind of Kitbash is always really interesting, because like it seems really obvious when you see it, like, oh yeah, of course, like that looks like it's perfect combination there. But it's the kind of thing that you just don't really think about, or if you do think about, then you're lucky to be a very creative person, I guess. One last interesting thing here that I'll also point out, if you can see in this picture, if you look at the head, just due to it not having like the triangle eyes in the Manrodi's face, which I think is a little bit unfortunate. He doesn't have any sort of eye there, like mono eye, or the three triangles like on the Manrodi. I think maybe he should have included that. But if you look at this picture, you can see what you will never be able to unsee is a frog's face there with the Vulcans on the top of the head looking like eyes, and the eyes of the minority looking like a frog's mouth. And yeah, just enjoy that image there. Otherwise, that is going to be it for this month's episode of Gunpla News. Hope you guys found some things interesting or entertaining. Thank you for checking it out as always. I've got a lot of stuff here to do, and again, a lot of preparation to do before heading off to Japan next month. So with that, I'll call it an afternoon, and I've got to get off back to work. So see you guys next time. Bye-bye.